Hello friends, welcome to my shop again today. Today I want to show you how to sharpen a bandsaw blade. A sharpened used bandsaw blade will cut much better and much faster than a brand new blade out of the box. I saw this demonstrated on YouTube, and the next video I make I may do a demonstration for you again so you can see how much better it cuts. In fact, the fellow that sharpened it, that I watched, he never ever used a new blade out of the box. He always sharpened it first because they cut much better. And I was thinking about that and how a bandsaw blade actually cuts. It runs at a fairly high speed, and really the only part, since there's so many teeth on there, the only part that actually cuts is just the very tips. So all you have to have is a very sharp tip, and it'll cut well, because I believe these aren't sharpened when they make them. They're just stamped out, and it's got quite a sharp tip on it, and they cut quite well. But today I'm going to show you my little sharpening device and demonstrate how it works. Okay, this is my bandsaw sharpening center, I guess you could say. It's a little bit more fancy than what I've seen before, but I've got some nice improvements on it here, and it works quite well for me. A friend of mine gave me this grinder, and so I'm using it. It didn't have tool rests on or anything. So I've mounted a narrow wheel on it that I picked up somewhere, I don't know where, but it was cheap when I picked it up with the idea of using it for something. You could use a wheel, a full 1-inch blade wheel, or anything in between there would work well too. But since I'm only using a small part of it, this narrow blade works quite well. So I built this little, put this tool rest on here to the height of the blade, to the height of the wheel here, where I want to grind. It's a little better than the ones that would come with it, because we're only going to be using the little corner of it there, and I've actually cut the corner away right here just slightly, because your tooth of your bandsaw has set in it. That way you can keep your bandsaw blade flat on here, and the set will go down there. Another improvement here from when I first started using it is this little guard here, and it can move back and forth a little bit there. It's only going to need a little bit of movement, but that's going to allow you to rest the tooth that's just sharpened on this piece of metal, and it won't touch the grinding wheel and cut the tip off. As you'll find that if you don't have this guard on, you can do it without it, but every so often you'll nick the tooth that you just sharpened there. I've also, because this is going to rub on here, I've taken a piece of wood and just rubbed it on there when it was turning and let it burn it on there to make a very slippery surface. I got to thinking the other day I could put a piece of plastic or something right out to the outside edge here, but this is working quite well. Now your teeth are fairly small, and you're going to have to look at it and watch it there. And I found my eyes kind of went cross-eyed, funny or whatever. And so I'm using this device here, which is a magnifying glass, and I've set this up here. So when I look through there, I can see it much larger, and it's a lot easier on my eyes. And of course it's lighted too, so you can see in there quite well. We'll see if you can demonstrate that with oh, there you go. You need to come over there, I guess. Okay. So let's get the blade out here and get started here. Okay, this is what before you start, if you bring your tooth up to the back of the tooth to your grinding wheel, and you just put a line on there, you could, maybe that would be a helpful reference to the angle that you need to have your blade on when you're cutting there. before you start, I'm just going to screw up the stone a little bit with this diamond. Okay, one thing is, to do this, it's going to take about 15-20 minutes, but considering a new blade will cost you $15-20, if you can do it in 15 or 20 minutes, you could be earning $60-70 an hour doing just sharpening your own blade. So get yourself so you're comfortable. Your grinder should be at a height that it's comfortable to use. I'm sitting on a stool right now, so I'm relaxed, and it's ready to go there. And so you can just check out that you can see you got good vision through a magnifying glass. You can also use the magnifying ones that, you know, just clamp to your head, or you don't have to have any. So okay, let's get this started here. I'll do a few and then you can see what it looks like through the thing here. I use two hands on the blade, one on one side, one on the other, and just feed it through. Move it back to the next tooth. Just a little touch here. You should be able to do one a second. This little dress, you're able to put some of your fingers on it, which steadies your hand, and you just pop it and go like crazy. That little guard there, you can I'm just getting warmed up here, and then I'll really be able to sail here in a minute or two. But for you it's kind of boring, so I think we'll stop and let's see if we can get the movie camera to look through the lens here. So this blade I had just done and sharpened here. It's a used blade that came from the local high school there. I cut it down shorter and silver brazed it together. Remember that term? Silver brazing is temperatures above 500 degrees. Silver soldering is below. So if you get silver solder, check the melting temperature, because if it's under 500, it probably will not hold that well. So we'll just test this out and see how well it works. The only trouble is I don't have any power right now. Okay, now that we got power, I can start it. Better stop before I cut the finger off. So anyway, it's lots of fun to sharpen your own blade, bandsaw blade, so you don't have to throw it away. And it's equal cost saving if you can braze them back together. Anyway, that was a good day. It's my cameraman's birthday here, so we're going to hit the trails out there and do some snowshoeing. So we'll have another video before too long here. Thanks for watching, and subscribe to my channel. Happy birthday, Troy. Well, thanks for doing my video.
Well, you're very welcome, Brian. It's always my pleasure. Glad to help when I can.
Okay, let's hit those snowshoes.
Sounds good. All right, let's do it.